Things I'm not buying in 2026 as a K-pop stan. So I've been seeing a lot of these videos pop up on my YouTube, but I haven't seen it within a K-pop perspective. So I decided to make this video to keep myself accountable and tell you guys my opinions on these items. And I just want to let you guys know that being in K-pop, there is so much consumerism and it's so expensive. I'm guilty because I've bought so much K-pop items, but this year I want to keep myself accountable and try to limit all these items. It is so hard to break out of that system, especially when you see so many people buy all these glamorous K-pop items, but in reality, if you only have a few albums and a light stick, it does not make you less of a K-pop fan. So I hope this video gives you guys some thought and some mindfulness, and that I myself will be watching this video constantly to keep myself accountable. So without further ado, give this video a huge thumbs up, comment down below, and subscribe. And if there's anything I missed on these items that I'm talking to you guys about, comment them down below as well, or if there's anything else that you want to add on to this list as well. So the first item I will not be buying in 2026 as a K-pop stan are photo cards. As someone who has bought every single pre-order benefit and lucky draw of their bias and joining every group order possible, I decided that I'm not going to be buying any more photo cards. And as tempting as they are, because since ENHYPEN just came out with a new comeback, and when it comes to a new comeback, there's always going to be a new set of pre-order benefits and all that stuff, I have not thought about a single thought of getting them at all. Being able to join these group orders and buying a photo card is very much financially draining, and I have bought so much ever since I got into ENHYPEN. Like, I think the first time I bought a photo card was back in 2023, and I've just started limiting myself slowly away from that. Even though I joined 2 group orders last comeback, they're still not here yet. It's just a lot to spend, and there could be better things I could be buying rather than buying a single photo card. But speaking of group orders take forever to go through the whole process of buying the photo card, and then obviously the group order managers have to go through shipping internationally and photo cards to get to their house, and it's just a lot. And sometimes there are like group orders where they can scam you. So any photo card I get, I will be grateful for, and that there's always an option for trading, and that's what I've been doing recently, and it's been working out perfectly fine. So these are just things to keep in mind for, because at the end of the day, you're buying a piece of paper with your bias on it. So the next thing I will not be buying in 2026 as a K-pop stan are signed albums. I had to put some thought about this because I was actually tempted to buy a signed album for the new ENHYPEN comeback, but then after seeing everything in my room and seeing all the signed postcards I had, I was like, I'm not going to be buying any more signed albums anymore. So I vividly remember during Dark Blood album where they introduced the signed albums for the first time to engines, and a lot of people were buying their signed albums, and of course I was guilty for that too. But then after Dark Blood comeback and the rest of the comebacks, no one was buying signed albums until they reintroduced it again, where other companies were selling the side albums. So I know like a lot of people were getting side albums for this comeback, but guys, if you really think about it, side albums have been getting so expensive, and it's crazy. The first ever side album I bought was only $25, and now it's $40. Huh? So if you're someone like me who has like 6 signed albums, I think it's your sign not to buy some. For me personally, I just don't have a place anymore to put any of my signed postcards anywhere, and I get the same duplicate signed postcards every time. Even though I could trade it off, I think it's safe to say that it's not my time to buy any signed albums. The third item I will not be buying in 2026 as a K-pop stan are multiple copies of the same album. I want to emphasize this so clearly, but you do not need to buy multiple copies of the same version. Like, it's not it at all. For example, so last ENHYPEN comeback when Desire to Unleash came out, a lot of my friends bought me the same copy of the Mine version just because I wanted the specific photo card of Jay, but then I ended up just trading that photo card. I've seen so many people buy multiple copies of the album just so they can get a specific photo card when it's not really worth it. it. It just takes up so much space on your shelf and in your room, and it'll be left in the dust because the only thing you want are photo cards. That says a lot. Also guys, albums are expensive, so if you're buying that same copy in like 3 different times, then that's just a waste of money in my opinion. The next item I will not be buying in 2026 as a K-pop stan are weverse albums. If you guys don't know what weverse albums are, this is what it is, and it's just photo cards. I also had some thoughts about this as well, because buying one weverse album is fine, but then when I realized what happened to me last comeback with Hyven, I told myself I just need to take a step back from buying any weverse album at the moment. I would not recommend buying multiple weverse albums because you're just getting the same duplicate sets in each album, and if you're trying to aim for a specific photo card, that's all I have to say, because I have a lot of weverse albums, but that really humbled me. The next items I will not be buying in 2026 as a K-pop stan are albums that are not my old group. No tea or shade to any of the groups I listen to, but I think just getting albums of my old groups, so BTS and Hyphen, are groups I will be aiming for and getting this year in their albums, and I think it will be financially good in my part. So one of my moots, her name is Alita, and she made a K-pop podcast talking about affording K-pop, and she specifically talked about how you don't need to stan every group, and that having an ult or just like 1 or 2 groups that you're willing to spend money on is the best way to approach K-pop, and that's a mindset I want to put forward with, because I tend to buy albums of different groups that I listen to. As much as I love that, I feel like it's not worth it in my own space. Just looking at it right now, I'm looking at my bottom shelf and I realize how I have so many albums of the groups I listen to, and it's just there. I also have storage bins where they have different groups, like group albums in those storage bins, and those albums I can't even put in my shelf. And I don't want to put energy like that with an album that's just gonna get left out with a group that I'm not 100% on compared to other groups where I'm like crazy about. I think it really just says a lot on where you want to put your energy and your focus on with your groups. Overall, I just want to be 100% with a group that I know I will buy an album for and I will watch their concerts and that I'm like obsessed over them, versus other groups where I'm just casual listeners on. The next item I will not be buying in 2026 as a K-pop stan is tour DVD merch. This one's actually less of a concern for me because my group hasn't released one of these in a good minute, but if they do, I will not be buying it whatsoever. I've actually bought a set like this before for my group when they had their tour a year or 2 ago, and it's just been dusting off my shelf. But there's so many alternatives you can do with this, because fans will always be posting video clips of the DVD, and it might be just nice memorabilia for you to have, DVD set, CD set, whatever, but if you went to the concert, you can always look back on your videos to just relive that memory, because that's what I do. And what's so nice too is that the company will always release a behind the scenes clip from the tour you went to, and it's so nice to see. You don't need to be spending so much money for stuff like that. The last item I will not be buying in 2026 as a K-pop stan are pickets. This is actually towards myself, but you always don't need to buy a picket for every concert you go to. And I'm saying this as I have a picket on my wall right now. Actually, I have 2. I actually have 4 pickets in total, and 3 of them are J pickets, and I've gotten every single picket of his from the concerts I went to except for Faith Plus. I know pickets are so popular to buy at concerts, but if you're like me, buying every single picket of your ult at every single concert you go to, you do not need to do that at all. Like, 1 picket is already good enough. I do have to admit though, it's nice having a collection of different pickets of different groups. This is a mindset I genuinely want to move forward with, where I don't need to be buying every single picket anymore. And you guys, I'm not gonna lie, having a picket while you're carrying like 30 million things at a concert, it's such a hassle, because my friends have seen me struggle so much carrying like my picket, my light stick, and everything else, and it's not worth it, because you're like either having it on the ground or you can wave it at a concert. But I feel like personally a lot of people just put their pickets on the ground and just have their light sticks, but that's just what I've seen and what I've experienced. Also, I've seen so many people use use pickets just to take photos. So the next time you go to a concert and you have a huge collection of pickets, think about that again. But that is it for today's video, and sorry if some of my opinions are a little like fuzzy in my mind right now and how I like talk about it. I have just been so tired recently, and I've done a lot these past couple of days, but I just need to get this out here and keep myself intact and accountable, and hopefully this video gives you a peace of mind and something to think about as well. Not everyone is going to be agreeing on the items I talked about, which is fine, but this is something just to keep in mind of, because these items are a lot on the consumerism range, and a lot of people will buy these items, and I'm guilty for it because I've done it so many times, but this is something that can be limited, and if you put your mindset into it, it'll be better financially because you can buy more bigger and better things in the future. Thank you guys so much for watching, and stay tuned for more videos.